What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and we're gonna be reacting to the real NBA Youngboy versus O Block story. I know how crazy and intense this got, man. Recently, it started way back then. To be honest, there was little stuff here and there, but Vaughn ended up dying, and I really, no coming back after that one. Blood's been shed. Before it was like, they could have squashed it. It was over kind of petty stuff. I think, maybe some fights, some sneak disses, some disses in general, stuff like that. But once the blood was shed, bro, there ain't no going back. So we about to get in this video, man. Make sure y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Be on the lookout for more videos. And yeah, we finna get straight into it. Okay. Damn. It's weird. It's like it seemed like if it wasn't for Vaughn, no offense, but they would have definitely still been cool. Like Vaughn came in and it was like, all the stuff he did in the streets, he probably felt invincible, and then he just took it to the industry, and then things, didn't work out that way, bro. Like, nobody's invincible at the end of the day. We're never gonna get a Dirk and Youngboy collab again, that's for sure. But once again, RIP to Vaughn, man. At the end of the day, he was just trying to fight. So I don't know why dudes shot him, but it makes sense, he was protecting Quanda. There was a group of dudes around him. Even if Vaughn was the only one fighting, it was still, like either side, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, man, it's just tragic. It had to be this way for real. Cause Dirk and Youngboy really like some of the top street rappers. Like they both like top three to me. Like right now, it's for real to me, it's Youngboy, Dirk, and either Baby or Herb. Like right at this moment, you know what I mean. Kodak up there too, so Full of G, stuff like that.
And stream artist there is. In the past, fans and even other rappers have tried to question Youngboy's street credibility. Because he blew up at such a young age and he's been a mainstream rapper now for years, it's hard for some to believe the lyrics he raps about. Right now, he's been assigned house arrest in Utah for crimes he committed back in 2020. This means all he really has to entertain himself is drop music, which brings us to his newest mixtape, Colors.
Yeah, that joint was decent for real. I think I liked about 13 out of 20 of the songs.
On the song Bring the Hook, Youngboy decided
That
to
was one
lay
of
it
the
all
best
on the
songs
track,
on there.
leaving some disrespectful words for the late King Von, but also his entire neighborhood of O Block. Although Von is no longer with us to defend himself, this was a bold move on Youngboy's part. King Von is still a name that's highly respected not only by his neighborhood of O Block, but also his friends and other mainstream artists who didn't take a liking to the disrespect. But the issues that started this beef go all the way back to 2019. King Von made comments about Youngboy on Instagram Live, stating he's not really about that life and his songs are cap.
It's like, why did he do that, bro? For what? Like, I'll never get it. People were saying he wanted like Youngboy's position because obviously Vaughn has way more street credit than Youngboy. We're gonna be honest, like, what I mean, you could say Youngboy the better artist and all that, which I agree, obviously. But when it comes to really the streets, like Vaughn was really the truth for real. Like nobody really did all the murders and become a big ass rapper. Like his situation was very unique and rare. So that's why it was even more unfortunate. We witnessed like some that really never happens. Especially a lot of dudes that be killers, they be asked at rapping. Like Vaughn was automatically hard. Like for some reason, he came off like killing it. You know what I mean? So it was just like, damn, bro. But I just wish he would have just played it different and really, let go of his ego or whatever. Mm.
You got cap in your rap. NBA Youngboy fans demanded an apology from Vaughn, but Vaughn simply replied he would only beef with another rapper if they were from 63rd, essentially making a joke that he would only beef with another Chicago gang. Fans took this as his way of saying there was no real issue, and they left it to rest. Youngboy never publicly
She
responded
said,
to
"Hey,
this,
baby, good y'all. Y'all seen the comments?"
but it's assumed he was
Yeah,
aware of
yeah.
what was said that day. For over a year, nothing was mentioned of this again until the two started going back and forth in the summer of 2020. This time, it started over a female.
That's the thing, y'all don't be knowing what goes on behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, we don't see it. You know, I just support the music. Y'all be really fanned out for real. A lot of y'all. Not, I don't know. Hopefully nobody watching this is like a OD fan with it. I'm just support. I like the music. That's it. I ain't doing nothing other than that. Listening to their music. But there was stuff that happened behind the scenes that people wasn't aware of, and they still not fully aware of. So that's really the reason behind that.
Photos of King Von and NBA Youngboy's ex girlfriend surfaced online.
Jania,
Initially, this
she
wasn't a
get
huge
passed
deal.
around,
Neither
bro.
Youngboy or Von reacted to the situation. But after the media got a hold of the photos and covered the story, it started tension between the two artists once again.
Why
Other
did you have to
Chicago
do it,
rappers like
man?
600 Breezy then made Instagram posts that
Why
appeared
the
to be
fuck
mocking
did you
Youngboy
have to
and
do it, man?
insinuating that King Von slept with his ex. One thing about NBA Youngboy, he doesn't usually react to the comments made about him the first time, but after he feels provoked to respond, he doesn't hold back. This started a whole back and forth between Von and Youngboy, but also members of their crews as well. 600 Breezy and other Chicago rappers backed up Von, and Quando Rondo stepped in to back up Youngboy. Lil Tim and Quando even tweeted at Chicago rappers to chill before this went too
Damn,
far.
it's
Things then got
crazy.
petty. Youngboy announced he was doing a song with King Von's ex as well to even the playing field. Von subtweeted back, but when asked about this on multiple occasions, both sides stated there was no beef.
People told me you and Youngboy was beefing or something like that. You said something about what happened, Von? What's going on with you, man?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the
Damn,
same
Vaughn.
issues and
It's
the
really
polls,
tragic.
and then you know how the internet will try to make it.
Don't tell me I got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the they'll try to make it like that.
This was crazy too, cause academics like he was covering him way back then, and now it's like Vaughn, a dude that was really out there doing like some of the stuff he might have thought the other people was doing. Then they did an interview. It's like everything was coming full circle. Like he was really gonna be one of the chosen ones to really like he brought him and Duck brought Drill back for real, like under and Dirk too, but really Vaughn and Duck like back then they was bringing Drill back for real.
At the time, both Vaughn and Youngboy were under investigation for different cases, so it's easy to understand this response. It was clear both sides had chips on their shoulders, though. As we know, these events would eventually lead up to King Von's passing on November 6, 2020, outside a hookah lounge in Atlanta. Lil Tim, an associate to Quando Rondo, was named the man who pulled the trigger and ended Von's
That
life.
not good to him.
Although neither Youngboy or his camp was directly involved in his death, Quando was Youngboy's artist. Von had approached Quando that night about comments he made toward his camp when he stepped in the beef to back up NBA Youngboy months before. This, of course, was really only the beginning of a new issue that involved even more people. As we know, Von was close friends with Lil Durk, and after his death, the beef was then passed on to Durk as well.
Dirk inherited the beef, bro. He literally, it wasn't even his fault. Like, it's crazy. He got swooped into it, but like I said, there's no turning back now. Like, they killed him, so you can't go back on that bloodshed, man.
Despite Lil Durk working with both the Youngboy and Quando Rondo in the past, he now had to stand behind Von's words. These events would also create a huge divide in the industry, not only for other artists but fans as well. People, of course, felt like they needed to pick a side. A lot of other artists didn't want to collab with Youngboy after this, because then they would be cutting ties with Lil Durk, so many chose to just not work with him anymore. In an interview with DJ Academics, 21 Savage explained this well.
You got him and Quando, and a lot of niggas fuck with Dirk. So a lot of niggas ain't gonna fuck with Youngboy shit because they fuck with Dirk. You don't really gotta pick sides.
Yeah, that's like one of the rare times where the bigger artist is not getting more, people on his side. Cause Dirk been in the industry for a while, and he always had niggas like he always had niggas pick sides like with the GDs and all that versus them and Duck and all them. They was allowing a lot of people not to mess with them. So it was just surprising that he's even able to do this with an artist bigger than him. Because all the times he did it in the past, it was like with his ops who were obviously much smaller than him. But Youngboy is 100% bigger than Dirk. But he's still able to do it because that's his hold he has in the industry. And he has a big hold in the streets too. So it's kind of interesting. But, you know, anybody could get it at the end of the day. We just going to see
Like
what
some niggas,
happens.
I don't know.
That's all we could do.
You gotta be a certain type of artist to be able to just be in the middle. I feel like.
You gotta be like Drake or something. You gotta be like you so big that you like bigger than Dirk and YoungBoy put together, which is hardly anybody. put together, like you gotta be. That's like Drake, Kanye, and what Travis Scott maybe, Future or something like that. I don't know. Like you gotta be really like huge artist at that point, like mega star, not just superstar. Because Dirk and Youngboy is superstars at this point. You know what I mean? Like Dirk just became like a superstar. Youngboy kind of been a superstar, even though he's kind of blackballed. But they superstars. But like megastar, that's like Drake and them. You know what I mean? That's like the real highest you can get. Like Drake is the second best selling artist in history. I mean, not artist, but rapper in history, next to Eminem. So you know,
This made NBA Youngboy feel blackballed from the industry, and
I
he
just
started to
said
only
that.
work with those very close to him. From this moment on, there's been tension building on both Lil Durk and Youngboy's side. Many believe Lil Durk took shots at Youngboy in his verse on the song Still Running with Meek Mill and Lil
That was
Baby,
definitely this.
but Youngboy would then spend some time behind bars and he never publicly responded to anything that was going on at the time. Fans, of course, instigated the issues though, questioning Dirk when he was going to get revenge for Vaughn. This would go on until present day. It's unclear what made Youngboy finally
Mm-mm.
decide to speak on the situation almost a year later, but the lyrics from Bring the Hook speak for themselves, clearly directed at
They
King
was
Von and
dissing. I
Oblock.
ain't gonna cap. They was
This would
dissing a lot.
initiate a response from Chicago's Lil Reese as well as many others. Even after receiving backlash from a lot of the
Chopper.
community, Youngboy still had more to say and he didn't back down from his words. He released another song, Know Like I Know. This time the lyrics were directly aimed at Lil Durk himself. Dirk then posted a photo on Instagram sitting next to a photo of King Von. His caption read,
Wait,
Don't claim it if you ain't
what
doing
did that
it.
say?
This time the lyrics were
He started talking crazy. Yeah, that is that song. I think I reacted to that actually.
directly aimed at Lil Durk himself. Dirk then posted a photo on Instagram sitting next to a photo of King Von. His caption read, Don't claim it if you ain't do it, saying that Youngboy had
But Dirk can't even say that because he been doing that, bro. Like he been claiming bodies that he didn't do, obviously. Even though his gang did it, though, like people he knew and stuff. So I feel like you can still diss if you know if you know the people who did it at the end of the day because they are part of you. So that's the same thing Young Boy's doing. So they both have the right to diss, I guess, even though you shouldn't be dissing in general, but in their aspect of thinking, you know what I mean?
no right to speak on Von's death since he wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. Youngboy, of course, responded with the photo of his own, laid out on the floor with the words "You all gonna
Hey,
die" written
yeah,
in $100 bills. To
they
which Dirk
petty
told
as
him to
hell for
hurry up
that.
with another caption using a play on words for
That was
Youngboy's
funny to me.
mixtape
Okay.
colors. Although these back and forth posts have been going viral in the rap community, many don't believe there is actually anything to worry about, at least for right now. Youngboy is on house arrest in Utah with his court case still pending, and as part of that agreement, he has live-in security and law enforcement on the
That man
property.
dissing on
On
house
the other
arrest.
end, Oblock was seen burning
It,
green flags, which is
like that
associated with
could hurt
Youngboy's
his
4K
case.
Trey gang.
That was extra right there. I didn't even see the point in that. I didn't even like that song for real. It was
Despite them
alright.
being states apart, it's not to say that this issue won't escalate even more when Youngboy is able to leave his home and do shows again. And just because Youngboy is unreachable at this time, it doesn't mean that others associated with Oblock and 4K Trey are safe either now, because this involves more than just two rappers going back and forth. It's unlikely this beef will be resolved anytime soon due to blood being shed already, but there have been rumors of higher ups in the music industry working to have them resolve this.
Everyday life in this fucking state made me who I am. Standing up, being strong, my situations I went through made me who I
Damn.
am. I used to really doubt myself. Like, I used to think this
It's
shit
weird. You would have never
was
thought these two
quit,
groups of people would have
quit,
like
shut me.
started beefing 4K Trey versus OTF and O Block, bro. That's crazy.
I'm not gonna be here. Like, you know what? I got stuff back on this life.
But yeah, man, that's the end of the video. Like I said, tragic how this all played out, but that's how that shit goes, man. Make sure y'all don't forget to let me know how y'all felt about that, dude. Got more videos coming, like I said. And remember, y'all, stay positive and have a great rest of y'all day. For sure, man.